I'm here today with one of our great Bahamian legends, and this is a short interview for Music 300. So, first of all, I'd like to ask, what is your name?
My name is Frankie Zhivago Young.
Okay, so which island or settlement you came from?
I was born in Nassau at the Bahamas General Hospital, and that's in the city, city of Nassau.
Oh, okay. Is the hospital still around today, or?
The hospital is still there. I don't know if it's not the same name, but it's still there.
Oh, it's where Princess Margaret is now?
That's it. That's what they changed the name to.
Okay, that's cool. So, at what point in your life were you introduced to music?
At the tender age of around 3 to 4 years old.
Wow. So, when you fell in love with music, when did you decide to have it as a career?
Well, I say I wanted to be an entertainer at the age of maybe 12, 14, 14 years old, 12 to 14 years old.
Cool. Okay, so when you start at 14, which is quite notable, how long from 14 did you performed nationally or abroad as a entertainer?
Well, let's say when I was really interested in music, I was really young. But I started playing with, singing with a young group at Transfiguration Baptist Church. Young group, maybe around 5, 6 years old. We are a very young group. And from there, I sang in school. At the school I went to St. Francis Xavier, and my teacher used me for the singer in the class. If anytime they needed someone to sing, I was the one they chose to sing. And when I came out of the school, I went to do like try a carpenter helper, working with the carpenter until I could afford to buy a guitar, the instrument that I wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I never started playing until I was probably like 17, really, about 17 years old. And around that time, I got in with a group, played with a few groups, and sometimes we traveled near to the islands or maybe Miami, and from then I got my own group. When I got my own group, then I started recording. I did some recordings, and that took me places where I traveled extensively in the United States and South America and places like that.
Okay, cool. So, what would you say are all those places that you went to was your greatest single accomplishment in your career?
I would say in the United States, in fact, I had an engagement to do an album with a group. At that time, I had quit my group and we went over to Pensacola, Florida, where we was playing at the time on weekends, but we recorded through the week at a studio, which had these fellows who were very deep into recordings, American guys, James and Bobby Purify.
Mm-hmm.
They had the big hit song called "I'm Your Puppet." Beautiful song, and we met them in the studio, and but we never got to finish the CD because of some things that happened between the group. So me and another guy, we just left and came back to Nassau, and I started another group. But we did a lot of things. But my CD, especially the song, it's on there. It's called "Someone Stole My Love." That was a big hit in Europe. It was a very big hit in Europe because people came back here to me to ask if they they want to do some more copies of it, and I had to get my permission, and they did it, and it made it very well.
Interesting. So, doing all that, you're saying you had to come back to Nassau after the misunderstanding. So did you have any regrets?
No, the regret part I had really it wasn't no big deal, but I regret not getting to finish the CD. That was the only regret I had about that. But I gained a lot of experience meeting those entertainers. We had fellas who used to play with big bands who became studio entertainers who played. Let's say if you didn't bring all your instruments, someone would be in the studio who could play in that time. But you had to teach them the Bahamian style of music. Although they were accomplished musicians, they can read music and everything, but they don't get that real feel on your instrument unless you see it from someone who can do it. But they can't do it while they're doing something else. But let's say we didn't carry a keyboard player, and so we was using the studio keyboard player to play. But we had to show him the feel, because I had to show him the different rhythm and strum on my guitar, the type of beat he need to do, although he can read music.
Interesting. So a question just popped into my head when you was talking about the big bands and all those other musicians that you met. Have you ever collaborated or did a song or did a concert with any other greats and legends during your time, like the Ramblers or Frank Munnings Jr. or anybody like that?
Frank Munnings Jr.
Frankly, I don't pronounce his name.
Fred Munnings Jr.
Fred Munnings Jr. Yes.
Fred Munnings Jr. The one that I know, he never had no big band, so
Oh, okay.
so but his brother played on one of my first album.
Okay.
The one who did Funky Nassau. He played on my first album. It's Raphael Munnings.
Okay, cool. That's very interesting. I like that song.
Yeah, Funky Nassau.
Yeah, I actually heard it on an international thing channel where they play all.
It was in a movie, and in fact, that was one of the most recorded songs by other people in the world. Funky Nassau.
Indeed. So I came to ask, what are you doing nowadays? Are you still recording? Or are you helping young outgoing artists, or you settled in retirement?
I'm semi-retired, just semi, but I do play places on calls. On calls, if they call me to play it to Atlantis, yes. If they call me to play anywhere in the hotels and rest, yes. I played at the Crystal Palace at one time for 20 years straight. 20 years straight. In a dining room music.
That's nice. So looking ahead, what you say is next for you, or have you completely settled down?
No, but if anything comes up that important, I would take it. Even the recording. I mean, I write songs. I keep writing songs. All the songs on there, on that CD right there, you can show it. All these written by me. All the songs are there, so I write songs. So, and you never know. And songs sometimes repeat itself. Somebody might see one of the songs and they want it somewhere, sometime,
Yeah.
and come and ask for it because it happened about 2 songs on that people came and asked me for.
Yeah, I see that a lot happening when people play or sing the same songs other people did a while back and trying to rejuvenate the song.
Right.
Yeah, and you get royalties off that, right?
But of course.
Okay, just making sure because I know some people copyright songs and then they don't give no royalties to people or they want to.
They're not with a publishing company.
Oh, that's what happens.
Yes.
So let's just say, because this is a question I was wondering, if someone would have like passed away and they had some songs and someone else wanted to do the songs, and since the person passed away, but they don't ask nobody, they just go ahead and do the same song. Is that right, or could they do that or
It
no?
might not be right, but somebody have to.
So I would like to thank you. Thank you so much for your questions. This has been very helpful. And on behalf of myself, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Young, for your contribution to Bahamian culture and to the music industry at large. So I'd like to thank you and conclude this interview.
Well, thank you too. Thanks for coming. I like to do this, but I also like you, when you do it, make sure you have a history, and then at least you can tell someone that you met the person who did that CD.
All right, sir.
And then I hope this give you a good grade on this, because we need people who was especially. Are you interested in music itself or what?
Well, not entirely, but my grandfather actually is a musician, but he does his songs and stuff in Germany.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's good. But what I'd like you to do though, when people you if you get into anything like that, make sure it stays cultural, Bahamian culture. Don't try to add no
Rap or
right.
stuff like that.
You could put rap in it too, but make sure it's got a Bahamian flavor too.
And
You
not
can put
Jamaican and all the
No.
rest of that.
No, you don't want to hear nobody say you're gonna kick up my heels, wind up my bass, and
No.
mash up the place. You don't want to hear that. Do
No.
something nice and cultural. You could have spirit, but give it the culture, the
A Bahamian flip.
Bahamian flavor. Thank you. You got it, man.
All right.
So you take care.
All right. Thank you, sir.